This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Kubrat Pulev, the IBF mandatory to Anthony Joshua. Now he is or was set to take on Anthony Joshua on June the 20th at the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But he's under the impression that that fight will in fact not go ahead on June the 20th due to obvious circumstances. And this is what Kubrat Pulev had to say. It's impossible for the fight to take place on June the 20th, although I am ready. The match will take place a few months later, perhaps towards the end of the year. So that is Kubrat Pulev's statement. Now, apparently he has been told and has been advised that that's actually not the case as of right now, but it's a possibility. But he's going with the narrative that the fight will not take place. Now, is he doing this because now he's going to say, well, I haven't been training because I was under the impression that the fight wasn't going to happen on June the 20th, even though in his statement he did say that he was ready, which is pretty bizarre. How can you be ready for a fight on June the 20th already? But it's what it is. So if something was to happen, is he then going to go back onto the excuse of, well, I didn't know, I thought it was off, I got miscommunication, so I didn't train to the best of my ability? Don't know. But we know historically with Kubrat Pulev, he's never really wanted the Anthony Joshua fight. He's avoided that fight for quite a few years, really. And in fact, he was offered the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua took on Eric Molina, but he didn't want to do it. Then, of course, once he was at IBF mandatory, he then had no choice, and then again was making up excuses as to why he shouldn't be fighting Anthony Joshua, even though he was a mandatory, saying that his team at the time, Team Sauerland, were again not communicating very clearly with him. So he didn't know that he was supposed to be taking on Anthony Joshua. Then, very close to the fight, he pulls out with an injury. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't a legitimate injury, nothing like that, but he has always given the impression that he hasn't really fancied it. Now, even though he has been given words from his own team, which, again, in this article here, his team was saying that, well, we never actually said that to Kubrat Pulev, so don't quite know why he's saying that it's definitely off and happened at the end of the year. We said that it's a possibility. But Pulev is coming out and saying that it is off. Now, maybe he's been given information from maybe Bob Arum, I don't know, or other people outside of his immediate team. Don't know. So maybe he's not wrong. Maybe he has been told that the fight is not going to happen on June the 20th. But right now, with everything that's going on, it's only fights that are postponed or cancelled, called off by the British Boxing Board of Control until mid-April. So any fights after then are, for all intents and purposes, still on, such as Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin on May the 2nd. That is still on currently. And certainly the June 20th with Joshua and Pulev. So unless he knows something that other members of his team doesn't know, then he's under the impression that the fight is actually cancelled and in fact be rescheduled for the end of the year. But of course, we'll have to wait for official confirmation from Eddie Hearn. How things are looking right now, it would not surprise me, and I'm sure it wouldn't surprise many of you guys, to find out that the fight will actually be postponed until later on in the year. And if that was to happen, I would imagine they'd probably try and do a massive push for Joshua versus Fury instead, which I believe would actually suit Kubrat Pulev down to the ground. Anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click the thumbs up to this video. Make sure you are subscribed. Hope you all are well and safe, and I'll catch you all on the next video.